Hey everybody, it's Jay here with The Sims Attic. I am back from my pretty long hiatus. Um, so the reason I wasn't putting any builds on here was because I got pretty devastated. I spent a long time building a very large build in Del Sol Valley, and for some reason I think the file was too big. My computer just can't handle it or something like that. But wasn't able to make a video out of that with everything that I've tried. But if you are interested, that build is up on my gallery. You can find my gallery on under Thorn Sims 06. I'll also link that in the description below. Yeah, so today we are, I think it's a day before. Yeah, it's a day before the release of Tiny Living comes out, so I decided to build on a 20 by 15 lot in Brindleton Bay, the Whiskerman's Wharf area. And this by no means turned out to be a tiny build though, so this pack is going to be fun for me. And yeah, so I decided to recreate and kind of renovate, well, not renovate, but an actual recreation of the build for the family that was here. I think her name is Lynx. She's like this cat lady. She wears like a bunch of funky clothes. She has like 4 cats. Yeah, I think it's a cute idea. I just don't think that the build was that amazing. So yeah, so we are building it here. So what you can see now is I'm working on these stairways to go up to the roof, and I want to shout it out, but I don't remember who it was. I was watching a YouTuber, could have been Harry, Plumbella, Simlissy, I really don't remember. And I think they were doing a showcase of other people's gallery builds, and I seen something similar to this where they have there's a staircase inside to go up to the outdoor living area, which I like. I like that it's sectioned off, because it kind of bothers me when you have the game recognizes it as exterior lighting when you just have a staircase going into the floor below. And so things like seasons and stuff like that, it can get kind of irritating. So I really like this idea. And then with the build, it being on a New England kind of a wharf, on this bay type thing, I think it matched it pretty well. So I don't know who you are, and I'm sorry, but I did kind of draw inspiration from your build. I did go with this kind of standard, what I would imagine to be a standard New England kind of build. This lot always reminds me of, I don't remember what it was called, but in Practical Magic, Sandra Bullock's character had this I don't know, it was a shampoo store where she made all these soaps and stuff like that. And this build reminds me of that so perfectly, because it's right by the water, and then there's this whole New England coastline town thing going on around it. So yeah, I always thought that would be a really good build. Unfortunately, we don't have anything like that for a shop to be functioning. I probably could build one. I think I've done a bakery on this lot. You can find that also on the gallery. It's either this lot or the warehouse next to it. But yeah, I wanted, because it's not a tiny build, but it is still smaller for a regular house. I wanted there to be a little bit more detailing, so I don't typically use those gutter details and stuff like that, but I did want to utilize those in this build. Yeah, this didn't really take me that long to build. This isn't going to be a very long video, but I was really happy with how it turned out. Again, I made it for that sim. I don't remember her first name, but I made it for her and all her cats that live here. But it is a 3-bedroom, 3 full bathroom house, and so it can be easily renovated into a family house. The front bedroom is the cat's bedroom. The back bedroom is either like a spare room or maybe she had a roommate, and then the one on the right is her bedroom. And I really like the detail in this. A lot of the Discover University stuff fit really well in with this world, because I think they kind of draw from that same kind of coastal, well, not necessarily coastal, but I don't really know how to explain it, because I guess like Brindleton Bay and everything is cats and dogs is more New England, whereas University is more like, I guess, European. And well, I guess it's a blend of England and New England, so I guess that's why it works a little bit. But I did mix some of the more traditional windows in the front with some of the like shuttered windows in the back, and like the bay window and stuff like that. I think that's kind of it's pretty realistic, at least to where I live. I've seen a lot of like older houses put a lot more of the detail in the front, and then they probably, when they built it, didn't have like all the money to do it in the back, so I did that all in white. I figured this house was like a pretty old house, but it's been renovated, which is why like the living and dining and areas and stuff like that are really kind of open, and there's like open the staircase is open to the living area. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty good idea. The upstairs, the bedrooms are pretty small, but I was able to fit 3 of them in this build, which I thought was pretty cool, especially with the 3 bathrooms. Yeah, because older builds typically don't really have giant bedrooms and stuff, and I was able to fit. I was able to play test this before I put it up on the gallery, so everything works good. Everything that I could think of anyways. There was a couple things, especially in the bathrooms upstairs, that I was worried about, but in the end it turned out pretty good. I am pretty excited for this pack to be coming out. I think it's kind of long overdue. I think the Sims team kind of thought Laundry Day was their like token type thing for tiny living, or like I don't know, just this whole like bohemian, like trendy type thing, when in actuality those types of packs go over very well. I think this pack is, even though it's a stuff pack, I think it's going to be really like really well liked in the community. So pretty excited about that. I uploaded one on the really small lot in with the Windenburg countryside not too long ago. I didn't record that. I was just kind of like playing around with a tiny house like idea, and it's harder than I thought. But there are a lot of objects that are coming in this pack that are like 2-in-1 and 3-in-1 and things like that, so I think that'll help a lot. So I'm really excited to be challenging myself with that coming up, especially because like I love the aesthetic of modern builds, but I don't have as much experience with them. I typically do more traditional stuff, or like something like this where it has been like slightly modernized or something like that. So I am excited to kind of like push myself out of that like comfort zone a little bit, and I think after it comes out I'm going to work on 2 separate builds. So I know there's 3 classifications. There's like it's like tiny home, micro home, and something else, I don't remember. But the one that's 100 tiles or less, I think I'm going to do that in a more like my traditional kind of like style way, and have that be like an older house, maybe do it even here in like Brindleton Bay or something like that. And then with the micro home, which is the smallest one, I think it's 32 tiles, I plan on trying to do some sort of like modern tiny house. Like, I don't really want to do like a caravan type thing, but I'll think of something. So pretty excited for that to be coming out tomorrow. I did, in figuring out the floor plan, I can't talk, for this build, especially on the main floor, I wanted there to be a pretty big bathroom because I wanted to include a big like laundry area. I'm not one who typically likes to play with laundry, but I recently like have done a lot with looking into like the handiness skill and stuff like that. And when you can upgrade the washer and dryers to have like faster spin cycles and like stuff that makes your laundry not as like immediate that you have to like take care of it. And so one cool thing that I did before I uploaded this is I had the girl go through and upgrade a lot of, because I didn't use a lot of really expensive like appliances or plumbing or stuff like that. So I went through, she had a maxed handiness skill, so I went through and upgraded a lot of the stuff, especially on the main floor, like the fireplace, the kitchen appliances, the plumbing, all that good stuff. So that's one of the cool things. I didn't do the bed though. I forgot that you could do that now, but I did give her the double bed in this build. Is not a very like cheap one, and I think they said in that live stream that, if you guys don't know, they just did a patch update where you can now upgrade beds that are like cheaper to kind of give you the stats for like higher, more expensive beds. So that way, if you like the aesthetic of a cheaper bed, you can now have it and it be like a little bit nicer for your Sims like stats, which is, I think, is pretty cool. I'm glad they like implemented something like that, especially with those city living beds. Those are like really nice beds, but you don't want to like put them in your actual gameplay because they take like 10 hours for your Sims to get like energy up a little bit. But I kind of decorated the spare room like not a whole lot, just because, like I said, I kind of figured she would have like a roommate or this be like a guest bedroom type thing. I didn't include a computer in this lot because I didn't think that she was the type of person to do it, but to have like a complete setup for a computer, sometimes it's hard to fit like a desk in and stuff. So what I did, it's not in the gallery, but you can do it, it's in her inventory, is just have a laptop and she'll use it at the dining room table. So that's kind of fun. So we're working now on the front bedroom, which is for the cats, and I kind of just put like the beds, the cat towers, that kind of thing in there, and I thought that looked pretty cool. So there's quite a bit for like dog stuff, and I didn't really, because I usually play with dogs more so than cats, but I didn't really realize how much more there was for dog items, especially for like outside or like the furniture or anything like that, than there are for like cats. But I also don't know if those like trick things, if like the hoops and the like show dog type stuff, if you can utilize that for cats. I didn't include this, but I did have a little like yard off to the side, and I just kind of like simply landscaped it. Here you can see me going through the debug menu. I was trying to find those like tree, like the wrought iron things for like city like trees type stuff. So I was able to find those. They're under city living, and those like kind of metal pylon things are also under city living, which they're right next to it in the world in Brindleton Bay. So I don't know if I like looked for them under the cats and dogs tag, if they would have the same object, because that happens sometimes. But I didn't restrict myself with any of the packs in this build, so there are going to be a few. I was a little bit more cognizant. I don't think I used anything from My First Pet stuff because that pack is trash and we don't like it. But yeah, so working on that, I did kind of want to go with this whole New England like blend into the like look more realistic with the landscaping. So I used a lot of hydrangeas and stuff like that would be very common in this type of area. Just cobblestone with a nice picnic table and an umbrella under it. So yeah, adding in some lights, and we're gonna furnish this top deck. I just put in this kind of like seating thing. She has a few like gardening plants for like herbs, and then there's a place for like the cats to come up and like hang out up here, which I thought was pretty cool. So with that, we are getting ready to go into the screenshots. Look me up on ThornSim06, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.